What's up, everyone?
It's Dani.
And Nick.
And we are back with Airport Talks.
Episode 11 probably, but I don't know for sure.
I have no
think it's
idea.
11.
We asked over on our Instagram business page. If you are not following us, it is at Tails Up Pup. And if you like dogs, we post a lot of cute things on there. So
It's only dogs.
You should go follow us. But we asked any questions you have about our business or personal life. So today we are going to be answering those. So let's get into it. I have all the questions here on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that is why. Question number one is, what's your favorite part about owning a business?
Do you want to go first or me?
You go first.
Probably the freedom that it allows you to have. You work more, I would say, than the 9-to-5 job that I had before, but like you're in control of everything. It's kind of like a self-determination, and that freedom that it gives you, I think is my favorite part of owning a business.
I feel like there's no freedom.
No, you're in your own like self-imposed like jail, I suppose, but like I'd rather it be the bars that I put on the jail than somebody else's bars.
Yeah, like no one's telling you what to do, you're telling yourself what to do, but you do work a lot, which sometimes you're like...
You'd like to have some off time.
Yeah, but we love what we do. I would say my favorite part about owning a business is like seeing, and I always say this answer, but like seeing all of the like big moments that we get to be a part of is so much fun. Like when you guys announce that you're having a baby and we get to be a part of that, or like your wedding, that is so cool that like something we hand created is in those moments for you.
That's my favorite part as well, of like, other than kind of like the non-selfish part of like the business in general.
Yeah. Question number two. How did you and Nick build your business so quickly? I would say that we definitely did grow more quickly than other businesses. I think the number one thing is that we made it our full-time job
Very quickly,
like from the get-go, and like a lot of people start these kind of things as their side hustle, and if you don't give it all of your time and effort, then that can definitely make it a slower ramp up, where like we were doing this all day every day, and so like everything we had went into it, so like it was easier for us to grow quickly. And we put money into marketing, so I mean,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say what I always say, like marketing, how do you expect people to buy something they don't know about? And like we just put money into advertising.
Yeah, I think really like what you said can be encapsulated. We went all in basically every aspect of the business that we possibly could. So like we gave all our time to it. We really actually invested in, you know, the machines, getting everything that we needed, you know, not being stingy and trying to like spend money on marketing, that type of stuff. Obviously every situation is different, and like it would have been nice if we could have had a ton more money to throw into it, and I think we could have even grown faster. It's just making that conscious effort, like, okay, we're gonna spend our money on this versus like going out to dinners, whatever, in our personal life. Like that, we spent money on like Facebook and Instagram advertising, where, you know, other people might spend it in different places, but like
we were a little stingy with the machinery part
early on.
One of the questions is about machinery later, so we'll get to that, but like we didn't buy the most fancy machine to begin with, because
the cheapest one almost.
Yeah, we bought the cheapest one we could find, so we could spend more money in marketing, because to us that was more important.
Yeah.
What was your job before Tails Up Pup?
Oh, you go first.
So we started Tails Up Pup, it's almost our 1-year anniversary, which is so crazy. So it was September of 2018. I graduated college in May of 2017, so almost 1 year out of college. So I started out of college working at the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta, and well, in Buckhead, and once I started, they announced that they were closing down the hotel. So come September of 2017, I left, and Nick was?
I was a financial advisor. I did that, I guess, for about 1.5 years, and I really liked some parts of the job, but like the whole like sales part of it was just, that's not me at all. Like cold calling people, like that's freaking crazy. So like I just really was not happy in that part of the job doing what I was doing. It was like talking to Dani about, let's start our own business, but we really didn't know what we wanted to start or what it was gonna look like, so I kind of kept doing what I was doing. And then
so come September of 2017, when I left my job, Nick decided that he was going to leave his job, so we both didn't have jobs at the
Took
same
the leap
time.
off the cliff.
But we were living with his parents at the time, so we had not that expense or that like fear in our way.
Our overhead was pretty small.
Yeah, so we took time to figure out what we wanted to do and like what kind of business we wanted to start, and we actually started a different business called Dani Nick, and we did marketing and social media for small businesses and a lot of photography for businesses and real estate photography.
Which I still do some of that. So we still have that business, but I still do that on the side when I have time.
But Tails Up Pup really took over when we started September of 2018. It kind of just like took off right away. And so when I say we like made our full-time job from the right away, like we were doing our marketing stuff at the same time, but it like wasn't consuming all of our time. So that's why we were able to do Tails Up Pup right away. Were you and your husband high school sweethearts?
No, we didn't know each other in high school. We met.
We lived far away.
Yeah, Danny's from Philly, I'm from Atlanta. So we met when I was a senior at Alabama and she was a junior.
So we are college sweethearts.
Not even just that, because like college sweethearts, I feel like more implies like well, I guess it is. But like I only knew her for less than a year of college though.
Yeah, but it was 2 years of my college.
True.
What was the hardest thing about starting your business?
Taking the leap of faith, especially financially, knowing that am I gonna be able to like make enough money or whatever to like pay rent, that type of stuff. Like I said, or like Danny said, we were living with my parents, so we didn't have that as much right away. But by the time we were starting the business, like we wanted to buy a house, we wanted all these things. So like, it was like we needed to have an income, and if it didn't work, it was
like spending money on the machines and all that stuff. Like even though we bought cheaper machines, like it was still money that we weren't sure.
The money on the machines, the money on the fabrics, the money on the ads. Like early on, there's a decent investment, and like for us, it's way less than some businesses. But there's still that initial investment that you have no idea if it's going to work out or not.
For me, the hardest part was like other people expressing their doubts with us. Especially family members who were like, you're gonna sell dog bandanas
online.
Yeah, seriously, that's like the reaction we got. So it was really hard to deal with that, but now that we are successful, it still does. Mostly positive, but you still get some backlash, I guess. But yeah, mostly positive and like, wow, how do you do that, This is a dog training one. How do you train your dog to stop biting? We didn't.
We're working on it.
Ours are 1 year old and they still bite us.
Not nearly as bad as it was.
No, I've heard that like putting a toy instead of biting can help, but like that kind of helps with us.
We just tell like when they jump and kind of like jump up and bite you, we're just like no, down. And
we use a squirt bottle a lot too.
Yep, that does help.
They don't like that. These two kind of go back to back. Any tips on how to better market online to get sales? And do you have any tips for teens like me who have an Etsy shop? So like, how do you get the sales? And that goes back to marketing, you need to get the product in front of people.
You have two ways, I think, to get sales online. You have like the organic people that they found you, whether say it's Instagram, right? They found you on Instagram, then they, follow your link, and then they go buy your stuff, and that you didn't pay for that acquisition at all, they just found it through one of your posts. Then you have like the paid content where you not really organically have it happen, you go out there and acquire that customer. I think those are your two ways.
But still, the followers are hard to get in the beginning.
Right, it is. I think being consistent is one of the biggest keys, and then the next thing is you need to have good, interesting, different, unique, like compelling content, like why should I like this photo, why should I follow you, and then ultimately why should I buy the product, and then try to meet a need with the product itself. It has to be a good quality product, and it needs to meet some need.
From my perspective, because I deal with most of the Instagram messages that come in, I see a lot of people message us asking like how to increase their sales for their business. Well, first of all, you're our competitor, so like please don't do that, like whatever. But
the world's big enough for
when I go and look on their page, it isn't appealing to me, and so it's like your lines aren't straight, and like get really good at the product you create. And if that means only creating one product, then do that and get really good at that one product, and then how you display the product. So you don't have to put the bandana on a dog for a photo, but that's what we do. We think that that looks good, and like we have high quality photos. So I think that's really important. Even if you only have a phone and like a table to put it on, like make sure you have good lighting and that it looks good.
It doesn't matter what your budget is. like if you have a really nice camera, all the way to like if you're just using like your phone for the stuff, like just take the time and use the gear that you have to the best of its ability to get the best quality product.
Oh, here's the machine one. What kind of sewing machine do you use, and have you always been an avid sewer? So Nick does not sew.
I don't think I've ever sewn anything with a machine besides like the first time we got a machine. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, but you didn't even like do.
No, it was like a test scrap piece.
I have not always been an avid sewer. So where I'm from, we learned how to sew. I started in 3rd grade. Our teacher taught us how to sew, but that was hand sewing. And then in middle school, you take sewing class with a machine. So like,
who takes sewing classes in school?
I think 6th and 7th grade, you take a sewing class.
We did not do that in this house.
And so like, but now I'm 24, so like I haven't sewn since 6th and 7th grade. Like I never did it as a hobby after that. So when we got this idea is when like I did have some knowledge, but like I wasn't good when we first started. Like I had to practice and reteach myself and watch videos. So
you've gotten so much better and faster now.
So the machine that we started with.
Oh, let me see if I can get this. Singer.
We started with a Singer, and it was like $100. It was cheap and not the best, but it did the job. You know, it sewed well, and we never had an issue with it.
And now we have a Bernina. Oh, Bernina.
Yeah, so we just recently upgraded like this month, and oh my gosh, it is like literally magical. It sews so smooth. Like it is a drastic difference, and it is also a drastic price difference. So we really put money into our machinery now that we had more money to use, and I think it definitely has made a difference, and it also has made a difference in the time. Like I can get so many more done with this new machine.
Once you got used to it.
Yeah. Not that it technically like would sew faster, but because of the way that like it's so smooth and like you can just do things in a better timely manner, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say Bernina is good. I was gonna try to rhyme, couldn't think. Where did the shop's name come from? This is a question we get a lot, and you can definitely find answers to this on our Instagram, but we will answer this. Are you looking around because you're wondering where the shop got its name?
No, I just like
what would you say? I'm not gonna answer that. I want to see what you're gonna say.
Dani basically was like every dog is happy when its tail's up, so let's call it Tails Up Pup.
Yeah, basically. And I like rhyming.
But I don't know. Like there's not like one specific thing that was just like, oh my gosh, light bulb moment besides.
Yeah, we had like a list.
The correlation.
We had a list of ones that we liked.
Yeah.
But that was the winner.
Yeah. Thank you for asking all the questions.
Yes, thank you for interacting with us. I hope this helps you start your online business or get to know us a little bit better. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.